Welcome to Monday, Monday grind. Um, anyways, hi, I'm your host, Bobby. But we're 8 days in, and I just want to give a big shout out to everyone who is thriving for free and are active in their business. If you are, drop in the chat right now so we can celebrate you. You guys, this is such a big thing to be able to be thriving for free and active in your business. I know sometimes it may be a little bit confusing at why it's so important to be active in your business. And here's the thing. When I want you to think about if this is something that you are really wanting to build a business in. Woohoo, Kathy, congrats. Um, but if this business is something that you really want to build, I highly encourage you when you start your new month, that's what you focus on. And give yourself a time frame. Like, try not to give yourself a whole month because I really encourage you to step out of that comfort zone. I always give myself to the 5th. I give myself to the 5th and to get 2 customers and qualified and active. What does that mean, qualified and active? That is 200 QV. That's it. And here's the thing. I want to break it down for you really, really quick. QV can come from your customers. It does not have to come from you. Okay. So when people talk about, I don't have to pay for my products in order to work my business. Like, it comes from you being able to help those around you thrive. And in turn, you are qualified and active in your business. I've never seen that before. And I think it's absolutely amazing. And the other thing is it also comes into play with, your pay, because you have to think our pay is so broken up into so multiple areas. So say you wait until the end of the month to get qualified and active, you're probably missing out on pay. Because we get paid multiple times on a single thing. And I'm sure you guys have heard it too. And if not, Courtney talks about this. She is 6 years into this business, and she did not really focus so much on how much the payments worked. The one thing that Cliff is like our president of with Lavelle. He does amazing stuff for our team. But he told her, when it comes to your business, getting the product into people's hands, being able to help them. So when it comes to why I say thriving for free, being able to get those credits, because you can help your customers, you can give them a discount, you can help them thrive for free, because that's coming back into your business. Because technically, as income side, you're reaping the benefits. Now, when it comes to thriving for free, for it to count, your customers taking the benefits of that, right? Because that person used their referral link. Okay. So I highly, highly, highly encourage you to set a goal at the beginning of the month, and tell yourself, okay, I'm going to get 200 QV and I'm going to be qualified and active. That's basically what it means. Because not only is that going to set you up for the rest of the month, because you don't have to worry about checking that box in your business. Like, when I start a new month, that's what I'm focused on. Okay, that's my first step of a new month, is helping 2 customers, even recurrent customers. Doesn't have to always be new customers, but I'm checking that box. Okay, do we got 200 QV? Okay, we're good. Okay, I'm qualified and active. Okay, next, moving to my next goal of the month, right? So that's how in my mind, that I'm staying organized and goal oriented, of where I want to be in my business. Okay, so I want to, okay, so I have this company news. I want to give you guys some updates, what's going on with the company. We all get emails, but I know emails can kind of get lost in the sauce sometimes. But if you are staying on track of that, I'm very proud of you. But in company news wise, on Tuesday, tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow and January 23rd, there is a Tech Tuesday. So basically, promoter Laura Wells is going to be doing a training for the whole entire company about using the Thrive app. I'm definitely going to go on there because they have been utilizing more of this Thrive Connect app that you can use it in so many ways. But I'm like, okay, where do I start? Like, I've been kind of getting into it and it's pretty exciting because I've never seen an app like this. Secondly, if you have not been able to get into the Thrive Connect, go to your customer support, send them a message and they will help you get connected. I know there's been a little bit of rough patches with that, but they'll get you into it. The other thing, the Ultimate Thriver. If you're not doing the Ultimate Thriver, that's totally okay. But you can still be like talking about it, something that our company offers. Not a whole lot of companies out there really do this, especially this extensive for 8 people to win, right? And really talking about, it a transformation challenge. Like, it's not what the number on the scale is, okay? Remember like that show The Biggest Loser, it was basically on the scale number, right? That's not how ours is. Um the other thing, Palooza tickets went on sale starting today. They are, I think we, correct me if I'm wrong, Jackson, Kathy, but we did, is it the general? I can't remember. General ticket, I'm pretty sure. It's on sale.
Yes, we did, Bobby.
Okay, so it's the general one. That's what I'm gonna be doing. It was super fun. They did the Friday kickoff party. That was super fun. We got to try new products. More like there's going to be some type of new product that's going to be, yeah, $50 off. It's 99. So if you are kind of like anticipating whatnot, kind of hash that out. Like, is this something that is very important to you? For me, my first year in the business, I wasn't able to make it, like I was talking about this morning. I had a lot of health problems and family problems going on, like my dad's health. So I just wasn't able to make it. But I made it last year. And what a huge, like, eye opener it really was. And just being able to get together. I know Courtney is going to be is doing something on Saturday for the whole entire team. She did it last time we did a pizza party. It was super fun being able to like meet everybody, and everyone was just like so nice. Like, usually, like you see people online and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous to talk to them. But everybody was like giving hugs, and it was just like an amazing atmosphere. So I really, really encourage you guys to be there. Um, I when it comes, I don't really know when it comes to the lodging yet. I haven't dove into it, but I'll keep you guys posted. But that being said, I really encourage you to make it to a conference. Last news update, the My Fresh Meals, y'all, I'm so pumped about this. This is so exciting. Like, I believe there is a possibility this Friday. I can't remember what Jason's message was, but this Friday there could be possible pre-orders. So fingers crossed, everything pans out and we can get pre-orders. So I'm going to start talking about that. So if it's been a hot second since you talked about it, talk about it on your stories. Talk about how super excited you are. And then okay, I have two more things. The promo. This promo is still going on. So the Operation Bomb, the $25 credits for new customers, along with if it's $160 minimum, they're going to get free shipping on top of it. And remember, it just has to make sure that total stays over 160. So say someone, I can't remember, a first time. Oh, okay. It has to be first time orders. So they'll be able to use their credits just as long as it's over 160. And then of course the enhanced fast starts. So that basically means first levels it's pretty much maximized. So what is it? So starter pack usually as a fast start you get $30. Right now you get $100. Like, that's huge. Like, that is so big. So if you were wanting to, do some type of cashback, and you can tell them, because I know Cassandra has done this. I know she has talked about how she used the fast start bonus that she would give would get from someone starting their business, or who or if it's a glorified customer, and she would actually give that back to them in credits. So that's another idea, if that's something that you were a little bit curious about. And also with the upgraded, they're doing a 50% boost in volume. So instead of like the 200 pack, that person would be getting 300 instead of 200 QB. So little update about that for you. And then January at a glance, I really encourage you guys. Jax put together an amazing template of calls. Like, it was so good. Like, it's so nice to have one thing on a single paper. Basically, I'm going to get printed out and put it up for me. But I want you to stay plugged in. Like, stay close to the fire. What are your goals for 2024? How are you breaking up those big goals? Laurel talked about this on last week's call, about how important it is to break up those those goals, because you can't just go after that goal and expect to hit it, right? You have to break up that goal. How are you doing that? Are you attending meetings? Are you watching replays if you can't attend the meetings? Are you involved in the chat? I will tell you guys that being involved in the chat will change your whole mindset about the way that you tackle your business and yourself. Like, huge. Like, I did that when coming into my business, which is crazy to even say this, 2 years ago. Doesn't feel like 2 years ago. It feels like I just started. And that says a lot, you guys. Like, this community is everything. Like, I love what we do here. Like, I love it. And I love doing this with you guys. And also, are you dropping your accomplishments in the chat? It does not have to be a boom. It could be like, I talked about this topic today. I made it into a reel. Like, those types of things. Like, those are huge things that you should be dropping in the team chat. Remember, we all have crazy lives. It doesn't mean that we don't want to be cheering you on. We want to be. And as a leader, as yourself, dropping something like that in the chat, like, it encourages other people to do the same thing too, to step more out of that comfort zone, to grow in that personal growth, to grow in that business side. Okay, so we're getting dived in. All right. So as you saw with tonight's call, I really wanted us to kind of shift gears just a little bit. I want to kind of go over, utilizing the resources, but maximizing your time. I have never done this before, but I am willing to learn. I have seen so many other people doing this, and it has been able to help them stay connected with those that they're building relationships with. So, what resources should you focus on? We know that we have Catch the Fire. We know we have Results on Fire. We know we have our community page. We know we have the Thrive Connect app. We know that we have Courtney's YouTube and literally Google, right? We have so many resources at our disposal. And honestly, I don't see that as a bad thing. And like I said this morning, how much I don't like this word, but you can get overwhelming, right? But I want you to think, when you are feeling overwhelming, it is a sign to you that you are wanting to grow. Okay. Like, there's something inside you that is ready to bloom. It's just, how do I get there? Like, what do I need to focus on? What do I need to utilize? Right. So let me ask you this. Are you building a team? Are you building a business? Or, okay, remember, there's so many ways to build this business, okay? Or are you focused on more of the customer base and building that customer side? You guys remember our guest speaker many months ago, Rhonda? I think she's what, 40K, 80K leader? She is strictly all customers. All customers. And she's 40K. Always 40K. So I want you guys to be able to know that there's so many ways to build this. It's just you figuring out, okay, where do I want to go right now? Where do I want to build? And that is the ability for you to take that step. Well, be able to take that next step. Okay. So next step, How are you tracking? I know this is the biggest thing. How are we tracking? Well, a lot of us, we're a lot of pen and paper, right? But I will tell you, it can get really overwhelming, right? You're like, okay, so I wrote this person down. I don't really have a tracking system. Like, I just don't know what I'm doing, right? And it especially if you have gotten more customers, things like that. Okay. If you are like starting out, you're like, okay, I just want to be able to focus on one step ahead of me, which always in a business when you're growing, you have to think in that way, right? But tracking wise, sometimes technology can be really intimidating. And am I froze? Am I okay? Okay, I'm okay. Okay, all right. So tracking wise, I'm gonna start doing this. I got into it my first year and I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to do the pen and paper and I'm just going to keep on going. And that's what I did. But I will tell you, I felt like I was constantly spinning my wheels. Like I was doing this and then I was doing this and then I was over here and then I was over here. And that's something that I don't want to do this year. Oh yeah, all the sticky notes. I had lots of sticky notes too everywhere. And I'm like, okay, where did this go? And it just went out the window. Um, yeah, and then yeah, exactly, Reese, exactly. My kids too. My kids too. But I want to give you guys some valuable tools. But this is where your homework comes in, okay? Because remember, what may work for me may not work for you because our brains process information differently. So us being able to go kind of twig like some things out, because this is what I used to do, and it finally clicked last month. And I was like, okay, I can't do that anymore. So I used to use Google Streak. And what I've learned with Google Streak is that you have to be extremely disciplined, like extremely, because it is up to you to put in that info. Like, and me, I'm like, oh my gosh, because I would do things on the fly. This is why I'm doing this year. I'm not doing things random anymore. I'm going to have set hours when I come and sit down wherever. Now I have like office area, but even on the couch or whatever that space that I designated as my area is, I'm going to have office hours. Because the only way that I'm going to be able to grow my business is I have to become more intentional. And I'm calling myself out because I would do things on the fly all the time, but I would never write it down. And that was my problem. I was doing it. It's just I was not writing it down. Meaning I wasn't tracking. And then I was lost. And then I threw my hands up and they're like, oh, like I'm just gonna, go on with the flow and stuff and we'll see where it lands, right? And I don't want to do that this year. I want to be very intentional. So some Google Streak. The one thing that I've learned about Google Streak is like teachers love this. So if you are a teacher on our team listening to this team call, Google Streak is probably something that you are gonna love. Gonna love. But some other ones are My Connection Builder. I'm actually going to dive into that one and kind of look at it because each of them are different. Okay. And I know some of them have a trial. And some, I think Asana, that's the other one, Asana. I think that one's free. I can't remember, but remember, every single one has different perks, okay? And it has to fit with what you are needing. So, My Connection Builder, Asana, the other one, TeamZ. That's another one that I actually got into and I really liked it. It's just I fell off the mat because I was so used to paper and pen and I just, whatever. And then Google, and then of course Google Streak. But I really encourage you guys. I know there's so much more, but those are the ones that really come to mind, and especially talking to like other leaders that they use. The Connection Builder, TeamZ, Asana, and then Google Streak. So tracking wise, wherever that you are in your business, like I said, um, go look at them, and kind of see, what kind of fits where you are wanting and needing help in. Because, like for an example, Teamzy, it basically tells you what to do. Like it will pull people from your following, and it tells you to go connect with those people. And then you go in and you click, and that you've done it, and then it's going to keep having a system, that follow-up system. They're going to tell you, okay, it's time to reconnect with them. And then can't remember the other one. Like you can do a whole bunch of like stuff in there, like with your team wise. But for me, I'm going to use it to be able to like build connections. Next up is your systems. So what do I mean by systems? So something that I've realized, and I've seen so many people lose their social media accounts, especially a lot lately. Kaylee is one that she lost her social media account 2 years ago, and she was never able to get it back. And she had like, I think she had like over like 30,000 followers, I think it was. And one thing, I was watching a video, and they were talking about, and Brock Johnson talks about this too, is building your email list. And so I'm like, you know what? I think I am starting to understand why it's important to have an email list, because you won't lose connection with them, right? So ways that you can be able to build those email lists is, of course, Flowdesk. Flowdesk I'm going to start using as like uh like monthly newsletters. So, and I want to make it personal. So I want to put out it all to every person that, as of right now, every person that I have in my back office as a customer. Because I'm going to build a separate email list who is not signed up as a free account, because I want to get them there, right? So I'm going to start doing a monthly kind of, family updates, to kind of what's going on, to kind of hinting things on like what my pillars are, giving feedback, giving stuff like free information, free knowledge that I have, that I feel is very resourceful for people to be able to have. So like for an example, I'm going to use Risa as an example, because she does sourdough and I'm on my sourdough journey. And even Kathy, I'm calling you out. And that is something, especially right now, is huge. And I feel like it's just going to get bigger and bigger. So being able to share your tips, being able to, have like a little video of you and like sending it, like, here's a secret of mine. And it could be like the most basic, but for someone like me, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Because I'm learning, temperatures and, your elevation, and kind of what your dough is like telling you, because it's alive and each one is so unique. And this lady I watched, y'all, I had dreams after dreams last night about sourdough. I don't remember my dreams, okay? But I'm just saying, like, something that is so like valuable. Another thing that is going to be exploding, and I already see it, is oh my gosh, I just left my mind. Clean eating. Now I don't want to say clean. You know, healthier living of life. I can't even think of the word right now. People are wanting, to be more aware of what they're consuming. And so I really encourage you, to share about that, especially with Thrive, with the Ultimate Thriver, kind of shifting things. With me, I had a huge, like, it's a lot better. Like, I have a little bit right here, but I had a massive eczema flare. Never had that before. Well, come to find out, it's gluten and dairy that I was consuming on the daily basis. Like, it was going out of style. And I was loving it. But my body, like, oh, we don't like it anymore. And I ballooned like a balloon and so swollen. I'm a little bit still swollen, but a lot better. I'll take it. But I'm just saying, I really encourage you to do your research. Go out there, figure out, okay, this is what I'd love to do. Maybe you've been nervous about to share about something. Maybe you've been nervous to start something because maybe your sister that you might not get along with, or maybe your brother's girlfriend that she's kind of two-faced to you or whatever, and you want to get into this, but this is like her thing. Okay, we're not in high school anymore. Okay, you can have your own thing too, right? Because more than likely, how you're going to do it is going to be completely different from Sally over here. All right. So I really, really encourage you to take yourself away from the conversation with other people, what they're doing, and focus on what you want to do. Focus on what you want to share, and don't be like apologizing for it, because this is something that is calling to you. Okay. So next is, okay, so I said Flowdesk. The other ones, Laurel shared this and I'm gonna look into it, but it's called MailChimp. And so basically it's an email system that you can set up, and it will automate your emails to send out. So maybe say today I sent out an email to someone who is interested about Thrive. They got a free account, whatnot. Okay. And they sent out an email. 2 days later, I want to send out another email to them. And then I'm going to send out another. So if they respond back to me, I think she was kind of talking about how like it keeps, like the flow of the emails keep going so you can keep communicating with them and it doesn't get lost. And so these automated emails are already set up. So maybe, on day 5, we'll say, it sends out another email. And then they're like, oh, yeah, I remember I was talking to her about that. You have to think everybody's super busy. So don't feel like you're bugging anybody, because you're not. Now, if you're like sending a message like every single day, then yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I always give people a grace. So if I'm talking to someone, I send them a message. I always give them a grace of 2 days. Okay. And then by that third day, I'm sending them another message. Okay. And then and it's another 2 days. And if we're kind of going back and forth, now hear me out. If they kind of go silent after a week, I'm going to put them up on kind of check in, say at the beginning of the month. Okay. I'm going to check in on them at the end of the month. If they don't respond to me or anything, I'm going to put them on my monthly follow-up list. Okay. Say they don't respond back to me, I'm going to keep sending them a monthly one. Okay. Until they tell me, okay, don't send me another like message. Okay. And I've never had that happen. Okay. I've never had that happen. But another one you can do with, I might do this just because it gives me a notification with my emails with the back office with the samples. I don't know why I always miss them. So I think I might set up a Google form with that. But again, remember, find out what works for you right now, where you want to go. Okay, so next I have is, focus on the step in front of you, not the entire staircase in one step. Because we kind of get into that feeling like, oh my gosh, like I want to be here, but I'm not there. So for an example, since I started this business, my biggest goal, and it's always been on my dream board, is to have a desk. I've always wanted a desk. And if you guys know, my desk was my dresser in my room, my tiny room, okay, back home. And so over 2 years, and here I am today. I have a desk. It's still getting there. I have a desk. And it's just something that it's just a full circle moment. Did it happen as quick as I wanted it? No. But I understand now why. And I understand that it doesn't matter where, when you want things to happen. God definitely has some crazy, mysterious ways on way he works, but there's a reason why. And, to me, why I realized during those times, those 2 years before, it taught me to, build my business and the pockets of time that I did have wherever I could be, because that's what I could do at that moment. Now I feel like because I have this space, in a way, I feel like God's telling me, okay, now it's time to grow. Like now you have a space. Now you can do everything that you have been saying that you've been wanting to do, and here's your time. So don't rush the process. In a way, yes, you want to still keep showing up every single day, showing that consistency. But at the same time, you can't continue to fight the current, because the current is always going to win. So, that being said, I want you to do your homework. I want you to figure out, okay, we did our dream boards, right? I want you to look at your dream board while doing your homework, okay? While you're looking at your dream board, I want you to understand, okay, what is my next step? How am I going to be able to achieve those things on that board right there? How do I make that first step? So, is it being able to get your tracking system in order? Whatever that looks like. How is it showing up every single morning? I shared with you guys this morning. I put this together on just loose leaf papers. And every single morning, I am going to brain dump everything in this notebook of what I feel is on my mind that I need to get down on paper. And I'm going to look at that paper and I'm be like, okay, what's our step today? And I'm going to look at it like, okay, this is where we're going to focus. I know I need to build connections. I know I need to go out and find my people. I can't keep waiting for my people to find me, because there's so much chaos going on, right? People are wanting a community. People are wanting a place that feels like home, but also to be able to have those friendships. We talked about, it's not really easy to like make friends nowadays, right? It's really, really hard. And it's really hard in a day and age that a lot of people are very really scared to talk to people. That's why I really realized, like, going out, like, because of network marketing, I will tell you, I should not say network marketing, I should say, because of this team right here, I have been able to build a confidence within myself that I go out and talk to random strangers, because I used to be a very shy person. I would wait for people to come to me and talk to me. Now I just go up and start talking to a conversation. Like the other day, we went down to a store here in my tiny town, and this guy, he is a Vietnam vet, and he worked with NASA building space rockets. And I'm sitting there like, this is crazy. And we just went back and forth, and him telling me stuff. And it was just amazing just sitting there. And my mother in law is just looking at me like, you just started like a conversation with somebody. And like, it's like you thought you knew each other. Like, I really encourage you to be able to do that with others. I really encourage you to be able to share a smile. I know every time when I walk outside, I am always smiling. Even when I have my FedEx driver, I'm so determined to make that man smile. But he is very straight faced, will not even speak a word. But I continue to say hi. I smile. He gives me my packages, doesn't say a word, stone cold look on his face. And I'm like, one day I'm going to make it happen. So that being said, thank you for jumping on tonight's team call. Like, I really, really appreciate. I know life is crazy. I know, we have so many things going on, and, coming on team call, it could be the last thing, but I will tell you, making these a priority, watch your business change. It will. Because you are getting value, you're getting poured into, but then at the same time, you are being able to, kind of step back a little bit and looking at your business like, okay, like I know where I want to go. Like, I'm nervous because I don't know how to get there, but I'm going to figure out how to get there. That's how we all are. Even with Courtney being able to talk with her, like her whole story, like her like trials that she's gone through in this business, and her picking her herself back up, and building a whole entire new team again, because her upline coaxed other people to join him. And a lot of those people, some of them did come back. um well, I think it was started last year or something, but anyways, anyways, but that being said, I love you guys. We do have team call with Huddle like 45 minutes. I definitely know this one's going to be a really good one being poured into, but it's always nice to be able to get poured into. It's really nice being able to, have why you're here. There's a lot of heaviness always, but remember, it's a lot easier to let that heaviness and those negative thoughts come in. It's a lot more strength to kind of push through that and see the beauty and the positive in things, because in the end, when you look at life in that way, you're going to be able to look back at your life and be like, I gave it everything that I had. And that's something, since I was diagnosed with MS, it terrifies me to look back and regret, like terrifies me. So every day I show up like it's my last day. And when you do that, everything's going to change, because you're not going to let anything left on the ground when you lay your head at night. So I love you guys. I'm going to leave it as that. And let's go crush this week. Like, let's go crush it. Let's go help some people. And kind of see where this month takes us. So I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.